In this video, I'm going to go through lots of ways you can help to create some extra countertop space in your kitchen. But quickly, before we jump into them, why do we want more countertop space in the kitchen? Two reasons really: enhanced functionality and aesthetic appeal. A cluttered kitchen with minimal clear counter space can significantly hinder the cooking process, making it difficult and frustrating to use your kitchen efficiently. We need space to prep food, we need space around the hob or cooktop and sink for clearances. Essentially, we need space for landing zones around the kitchen for various tasks. And secondly, it just looks nice. A kitchen that is free from clutter and has a well-organized counter space looks more inviting and harmonious, and it can help to give a kitchen a bit more of a sense of style and attention to detail. Right, let's kick things off with the first one and get the obvious ones out the way. Declutter. Be honest with yourself, how much of that stuff do you actually use? Sell, donate, give away items you don't use or really don't need anymore, and try to be real with yourself about this. Getting a new kitchen is the perfect time to go through and sort everything out and have a good clear out. So what can you remove from your countertop and kitchen in general straight off the bat? Plan sufficient storage. Only you know how much stuff you actually have and how much storage you need. Make sure you have planned an adequate amount and the correct type of storage that you need as well. You may love the no upper cabinet minimalist look, but if means that you're then cluttering your countertop because you don't have enough storage elsewhere, it's not only less functional to work in, but it also kind of defeats the purpose and concept behind the style anyway. So be careful before sacrificing storage for style. And if you need a hand when it comes to planning that storage, then Skillshare can help. Check out Erica Fogelman's class, How to Design Your Dream Kitchen, to set you up on the right foot. Or if you want to brush up on your interior design skills, then there's Interior Design Basics by Lauren Cox. Personally, I've been developing my photography skills, and I've been enjoying this class, Outdoor Photography by Min T. I found it great to help me think of subjects a little differently and try to find a fresh perspective. Here are some of my latest photos from a recent trip to the Faroe Islands. Min's class really helped me to think about trying to evoke an emotion into my images and also trying to add a human element as well. But it's not just photography. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelancing, productivity, and more. So invest in yourself by starting a learning journey on Skillshare to explore your creativity and find new passions. The first 500 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Draining board. Certainly not for everyone, this one, especially if you don't have a dishwasher, but do you need to have a draining board or draining grooves cut into your countertop? This is a fixed feature that takes up counter space even when you don't have items on it draining. That's a section of countertop that can't really be used for anything else. So if you do have a dishwasher, do you need a whole area dedicated for a draining area for your washing up? If you do wash up occasionally, could you just use a removable draining board and put it away under the sink when it's not needed? Or simply just put a tea towel down to make the most of your countertop at other times. Another option that's not as common here in the UK, but I know it's used a bit more in mainland Europe, could be to install a dish draining wall cabinet. Ideally above your sink if you don't have a window, or at least near the sink, maybe right next to it if you do have a window above your sink, just somewhere convenient to place your washing up to drain and dry as you're doing it. Again, it just means we're keeping that counter space clear so it's more flexible and functional for a variety of tasks and not just fixed and used up by a draining area. Workstation sink. Now, you've probably already seen these, often referred to as the Swiss Army knife of sinks. A workstation sink basically comes with a bunch of accessories to help make the sink area more flexible and functional. Arguably, the best accessory in this case are chopping boards that fit perfectly and rest over the sink to create extra counter space and a really convenient chopping and prep area literally right at the sink. Boiling water tap. Now, not the cheapest option, and I know some people worry about the safety of them, although they all do come with some form of child safety operation. But installing a boiling water tap will mean that you no longer need to have your kettle out and on the countertop, freeing up more space. They're also a real time saver, and honestly, every customer I've had that's ever had one, which is a lot, always loves them. They're just an investment. And if you really want to splash some cash, you could take it a step further with the addition of a sparkling water attachment. So if you've had a SodaStream kind of small appliance sat on the countertop, that's another thing we can remove to free up more counter space. Induction hob or cooktop. Now, I know some people love gas cooktops and that's fine, but going for an induction hob or cooktop means you get a smooth, flat surface practically in line with your countertop. There's no bits kind of sticking up and in the way. With an induction hob, you can kind of spread out over it and place a chopping board on top of it and work there while you're not cooking. Even if you do have a pot cooking away, you can still use the other half of the hob as a prep space and it doesn't get hot and there's no flame to worry about. So it really does just extend your countertop. And even if you've got a gas hob or gas cooktop, you could get a cooktop cover. These come in various different sizes and materials, so just check your cooktop size and what will work best for you, but you can buy a cooktop cover, which is essentially a chopping board on legs to put over your gas top to create a flat and stable area for prep. Kitchen island cart. If you don't quite have room for a full fixed kitchen island, but do have a little bit of space, then you might benefit from a kitchen island cart or movable storage trolley. It can be kept out the way to one side against the wall when it's not needed, also providing some additional storage usually, but then it can move closer into the kitchen area if you need it for some extra counter space or prep space when you're cooking. It can be a good option to add a little bit of extra countertop and storage without installing a full kitchen island, usually a lot cheaper too. Pull-out countertop. These can be a neat little accessory that you typically install in a top drawer of a base cabinet and either pull straight out, giving you some extra countertop, slightly lower than your main countertop, which can be very handy for anyone a little bit shorter as it may be more comfortable to work at. Or you can get ones that pull out and lift up slightly to then be in line with your main countertop and just give you more area to work at. You could also have a lift up worktop, most commonly used to store a stand mixer on. It lives inside a base cabinet when not used and then easily pulls out and up when you need it, keeping that countertop clear the rest of the time but still making it quite accessible when you need it. I've also seen people keep their toasters or little toaster ovens on there as well. Now it does use up a chunk of cabinet space, but it's another option to be aware of and it could work for you. If you want to take it one step further, you could even go for a slide out countertop extension. This is where you have a sliding mechanism under a section of the countertop and it can be pulled out to extend the countertop in one direction, revealing another countertop underneath as well. These are great for creating seating areas on an island or peninsula when you need them, but then you can slide it back to give you a bit more space in the room when you don't need it. These are quite popular if you want to go for that hidden kitchen design concept, especially when used on a kitchen island. Wall space. So don't forget to use your walls, and I'm not talking about upper cabinets here, but smaller accessories you can install on your walls that help remove things living on your countertop. A magnetic knife strip gets rid of that knife block, a paper towel holder installed on the underside of your wall cabinets or mounted on the wall frees up more counter space. You could even install a utensil rail to hang your spatulas and spoons instead of having them in a pot on the countertop. You can even get whole clip and attachment systems with all kinds of storage accessories you can add and move to configure exactly how you want it. Multi-appliances. Probably the most popular one is a combination oven and microwave. As the name suggests, it's an oven, a microwave, and you can cook with a combination of the two. So not only does it open up some new cooking options, but more importantly for this video, it means we can remove our countertop microwave and free up more space. And for my North American audience, you have the OTR microwave or over the range microwave. Now, I've never designed or sold one in my life. Personally, I don't really get them, but I know for some they can be a great solution and a good way to get the microwave off the counter and get some of that space back. Sorry, Mark, I shouldn't have mentioned them. And there are even built-in ovens with air fryer settings nowadays to help get that crispy texture on your food. Now, they're not quite the same as the smaller countertop ones, and you will use more energy as you're heating up the whole oven. But if you don't use your air fryer that often, this might be a good compromise to get rid of that bulky appliance on your countertop. And not technically a multi-appliance, but you could also consider a built-in microwave. These are slightly smaller than the combi microwave ovens and designed to fit in a standard wall cabinet depth. Another option, depending on where you are in the world, might also be to get a microwave drawer, if that works for you. But again, with these options, it's just removing it off the countertop to give us that extra space for enhanced functionality and aesthetic appeal. There you have it, a whole bunch of ways you can create some extra countertop space in your kitchen. Have you got any other tips or tricks to make the most of your counter space? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one, where I'm talking about some design techniques you can use to help make a small kitchen look and feel bigger. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.